What up, world? Mr. M here. It's been a while. Been really locked in, focused on the markets, scaling up my accounts, and doing what I got to do. But today was a fantastic day in the market, and I kind of wanted to share that and break it down what an A plus setup looks like and how exactly I got there. Before we start, though, make sure you hit the link in the bio. Join the Discord for free. I've been giving out free levels every single day that has gotten me new funded accounts and withdrawals, so don't sleep on it. You can follow me on Twitter, but mostly in the Discord. You get free levels every single day. You trade back and forth off those key levels, and you'll potentially be in good shape if you do what you got to do. All right, so let me break down my actual strategy and how I get here, okay? All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to start on the yearly time frame. So you can see here we pulled back and then we created this wick and went up. So on the yearly time frame, let's go ahead. Now I am a Fibonacci trader. My entire strategy is based off Fibonacci and market structure. So here we go. We put the Fibonacci here. Now we have the yearly time frame. All right, so now we want to measure the current yearly candle. I want to know what price is currently doing. All right, so now let's drop down to the weekly. All right, now off the weekly candle, what I like to do is I adjust the high of the candle um, at the end of each close. So like I wait the week and then I play off those ranges. So as you can see here, we broke above the all-time high, which was created last week, and now we traded above it. And then you see here I have the middle of the range indicator there. All right, so this is what our levels look like for the whole entire week. And this is what the main key areas look like as I was trading today. All right, so let's drop down to the daily. Now, let's lock this in. Now that we have that locked in, you see we traded, even retested. Now, it's critical. We have the previous day high and low. Another key area. Previous day high and low. Now we have that. Because this would be the catalyst and the setup and the launch pad for the kind of day we had today, which was epic. All right, now let's drop down to the 1 hour. Now on the 1 hour, let's get rid of these indicators. On the 1 hour, all right, now I don't trade with the Ichimoku, by the way. That's strictly for analysis on higher time frames, but it has nothing to do with my execution. Execution and my analysis tools are completely different, and I think that's not spoken enough about. Like, certain things you could use for analyzing, and there's certain things that will get in your way during execution. For me, it gets in my way. All right, so let me go ahead and put on my main thing. So now we have our session. So I only trade in between the green and the red. So this is the market open, the 9 a.m. 1 hour candle into the rest of the New York session. I only trade New York session. I can't stress that enough. One session, one type of setup. All right. So what we like to do now is, now that we came to the market, this is where I was. Came in, boom. We had our previously daily high, in which we retested perfectly off of. All right. So now, again, I am a Fibonacci trader. What do we have? We had bullish swing during the pre-market hours during Tokyo and London. So what I do is I measure that time frame from the whole entire pre-market, pre-market high, pre-market low, as you can see, pre-market level, pre-market level. All right. Now, this is where it gets pretty lit and why I've been having success. So we were trading above that, and we came back into a perfect 61.8. Again, Fibonacci trader, perfect area. So there's such a coincidence here, but there's really no such thing as coincidences in the market. I've noticed that when they line up, they're super confluence for such big days. And now this is giving me the confidence to hold for bigger trades. This helped me get the 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio today off market open. All right, so okay, we got the pre-market. Lock that in. Now let's drop down to the 5-minute. The 5-minute is crucial. I don't really do higher time frame analysis when it's time to trade. I'm only trading one time frame or bouncing down to the 1 minute to get better context. I base my market structure off of the 5-minute time frame. So you can see here, when I came to pre-market, this is what I was seeing. So we had this area. We kind of created this wedge. So coming into pre-market, I saw this impulse and I saw how fast we came down. And I like that. I like that it created such a clean traffic. I saw this trade setting up so beautifully. Not to mention, we have China and the United States. Trump is now currently in China with somewhat optimism within those sentiment of the market. So the sentiment in the market aligned with the 61.8, retesting the previous daily high with clean traffic to the left. I was like, yo, this could be a huge trade with a catalyst that could take us into an all-time high, mapping us at 7,500 on the S&P 500, which was in my target in the group. I said 7,500 is in play. All right, so now I measure. Once we have our pre-market measurements, now I start measuring with the fib our New York session situation. Okay, so we basically had this here, and this, I took this trade off the 1 minute time frame. Now you can find market structure within your Fibonacci. So we had our bounce, our higher time frame area for our area of interest. Now New York session is open and I'm like looking for the trade. Okay, so we had the beginning here, and let's drop down to the 1 minute, and this is where it got lit. So we had our counter trend line here. Okay, market's open. Then we got our market structure. So we had a double bottom at our market structure. And then we also got our inverse head and shoulders, which was a great sign. As well as these traders trapped here, and then a perfect bounce in our 61.8, again in that key area. And I got in on this candle because I like that momentum off that. Then we created that tail. And that was it. Another thing that I saw as well. Where is it? Okay. We had a origin order block here. This order block, however you want to measure it, you can measure it that way, you can measure it this way. Perfect tap in. This was the beginning of that created the origin of this impulse. So this was just like a complete A+ setup. There's so much confluence here, so much going for a beautiful structure. Came in, had the double bottom. We had the head and shoulders again. Let me get that shoulder. So there was multiple entries. That's also how you know it was a good setup. So I got in here, but we did come back and re-tapped after we hit the pre-market level there, and we pulled back after the beginning of the 10 a.m. candle, which was the beginning of that next 4-hour candle. And from here, I didn't care if it took me out of my stop loss. I was holding this trade, and that's exactly what we did. 7,500. But this was a 5-to-1 RR. Or one, excuse me. Yeah, 5-to-1 RR there. Boom. It was clean as hell. Let me show you as well. Come on. On Discord. And you can see this was held. This move really happened. So, and all these levels are given away in the Discord for the frizzle. That was the pre-market analysis. As you can see, we came in tapped, and you see here from the measurement of that order block, what did I say? Rip up. Yeah, and that's basically how we found and got that move. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the Discord. Peace out.